guys, welcome back to my channel and the second video in this week's series of Essence goodies. I did a video prior to this one where I chatted about my top 10 favorite Essence products, and then today I'm chatting about my must-have palettes and my favorite picks and a little bit more information about them and my thoughts and all the rest. I'm also running a giveaway on all my social media where you can win one of 2 Essence hampers, so definitely check that out. I'll have everything linked down below, all the information. Yeah guys, if you're not yet subscribed, please of course feel welcome to, and also please give this video a thumbs up at any point if you enjoy it. But let's just get into it. Okay, so let's start off with the 2 different types of palettes you get. So you either get this 8 slot one where there's 8 slots, or you get the 4 slot one like this. So this one retails, I'm going to be talking in rand, I'm sorry. If you're from overseas, I'm sure you can go into the Essence website and find out the price. But anyway, in South Africa, this one is 34 rand and 95 cents, and then the 8 slot one is 44 rand and 95 cents. So in my opinion, it's actually definitely worth going for the 8 slot one because you get 4 extra slots and the price is not double, it's less than double. Am I making sense? But then you also get this palette, guys. I love those little caviar beads. I think that's so cool. So this is obviously also a 4 slot palette, and this is limited edition. It is part of the Live, Laugh, Celebrate edition. Sorry, I'm just checking my notes. And it came out as part of their 15th birthday. So this limited edition is all about their 15th birthday. But yeah, I think this is still in stores. I'm not entirely sure. But I just love that they brought out a completely different kind of palette as a limited edition. I think that's so cool. So yeah, these are the 2 standard ones. This is limited edition one. Okay, next up I wanted to actually talk about the various inserts that you can get for these palettes. So some of you might think that these are just for eyeshadows, but in actual fact they've got a whole bunch of different pans that you can get. And basically what I mean is you can get bronzers, highlighters, blushes, lip powders, a fixing powder, all sorts, and you can put them in here. So it's not actually just for eyeshadows. If you didn't know that, now you do, but I thought I would just mention that in case, I don't know, you thought this was just for eyeshadows. It's not. So I'm quickly going to run through what you can actually get for this palette, and then I'm going to show you what I've got in mind. So firstly, they've got 1 bronzer available at the moment. They've got 1 highlighter, 1 fixing powder. On the website it just says fixing powder. It doesn't mention anything about being translucent, but I'm pretty sure it's a translucent fixing powder. Like, it looks white, it looks like a translucent powder. So anyway, they've got 1 of those. Then they've got 2 blushes available. 1 is a satin blush and 1 is a matte blush. They then have 1 lip base and 3 lip powders. So the lip base, I would assume, is just to like neutralize your lips and make the color pop when you put the lip powders on over that. I think I stand corrected, but that makes the most sense to me. So yeah, 1 lip base, 3 lip powders, and then they have 20 eyeshadows available all the time. So they've got 20 eyeshadows, and then a part of that Live, Laugh, Celebrate edition that I was chatting about, they've got a whole bunch of other eyeshadows available. So there's always 20 available, and then when they come out with limited edition stuff, they've got a whole nother range. So this is how they come packaged in this like little cardboard paper cutout thing. You can see the actual shade right there in the window, and then you just slide out the pan itself. It's got a lid on. I really like that. I don't know why, I just like that. It's all hygienic and all the rest. So you pop the lid off, and then you've got the actual pan or the pigment, the product right there, and then all you do is you slide it on over and pop it in. Boom, that's it. So simple. And then also on the back you've got all the information like the shade name, whether it's a bronzer or an eyeshadow or whatever, how much is in here, and all the rest. It's so awesome. So it just pops in your palette like that. Super duper simple. So now I'm quickly going to run through what I have in my palette. This is what I chose and like what I assembled for myself. I just love warm tones. They suit my blue eyes, or they make my blue eyes pop. They suit my hair color and everything like that. So yeah, I definitely gravitate towards warm tones. This is so perfect for me. I actually used all of these to create this look today, which is coming on Friday. But anyway, so up here I've got the only bronzer that's available. It is called Hello Sunshine. Then over here I have this Satin Blush. It's called Coral Dream. These 2 look very similar, but this has actually got a shimmer in it and this doesn't have any shimmer. Then over here, this is meant to be one of their highlighters. It's called Let It Glow. But I don't know guys, it's very, very kind of, it's more like an illuminator. It's not very highlightery at all. I don't know if this is really going to show up on camera, but I don't know, you can hardly see anything going on there. So I would say this is more of an illuminator than a highlighter. And I would just use this to like set my eyelids, or maybe actually set some concealer or something like that, because there's really, I don't know, there's not much shine to it. Or for a very natural highlight, this would be perfect, but it's nothing crazy. Anyway, then this, as far as I remember, is from the Live, Laugh, Celebrate edition, that limited edition I was chatting about. And I actually use this as a highlight, although it's meant to be an eyeshadow. I use it for highlighting and it's phenomenal, girl. Let me just say, I love it. And this is called Life is Beautiful. Then over here, these are all eyeshadows. So this one is called Miss Foxy, Roxy. It's like a beautiful deep brown. It's also got some shimmer in it. It's not a matte. And then over here, I've got Stay in Coral Bay. I love this shade so much. It's so beautiful. Onto this one, it's called Peach Party. Doesn't look that peachy, but it's beautiful, and definitely a shimmer as well. And then finally, once again, if I'm not mistaken, this is from the Live, Laugh, Celebrate collection. So it is limited edition, and this one is called T.G.I.F. I absolutely love this one for the crease. It's like the perfect transition kind of crease shade. And yeah guys, this is what I have in my 8 palette. I just absolutely love this. I can pretty much travel anywhere, and I've got everything I need, from fixing powder to highlighter, blush, bronzer, eyeshadow, you know what I mean, I've got it. Then going onto my palette with the 4 slots in it. This one is also meant to be a highlighter. It's called My Special Highlight, but once again, I just find, I don't know, it's not really a highlighter. It's more like an illuminator. I would definitely use this. I don't know if you guys can even see anything there. You see, it's definitely not the type of highlighter I use anyway, but I think it would be so perfect for a natural look. Again, for like setting your eyelids or something like that. Anyway, then here is a lip powder. Very, very vibrant and beautiful, but it's also not overly pigmented. Like, again, let me just do a quick swatch for you guys. It looks like it's going to be hectic, but then when it goes on, it's just a beautiful pink. I would say this is more of like a stain. I feel like it would just stain your lips and make it look like you've got kind of a berry stain going on. And I can imagine this would last quite long on your lips because it's matte and it's powder. Like, I don't know, I just feel like it would last fairly well on your lips. So that is one of the lip powders. Then over here we've got another eyeshadow. This one is called Raspberry Frosting. I think it is absolutely beautiful. It's got a bit of shimmer in there, like this iridescent pink shimmer. It's so stunning. And then finally up here we've got black. It's black as a berry, but I thought it said black ass berry. Anyway, black as a berry. This is also an eyeshadow. Super, super dark. Let me also just give that a swatch quick for you guys. Just so you can kind of get an idea of pigmentation. Okay, I'm gonna go over here. Just beautiful, beautiful shade. It's actually not as like purpley or berry as I thought. It's more like a taupe kind of shade. Yeah, it's absolutely stunning, and also got a little bit of an iridescence in there. So yeah, I've got those in here in this 4 slot palette, but I don't reach for this one as much as I reach for my 8 palette, obviously, girl. So I think I've mentioned and chatted about everything that I wanted to. My final thoughts on these my must-have palettes, I would have to say, is just awesome. Honestly, I love this concept. I think Essence is the first kind of drugstore pharmacy brand to do something like this, where you can mix and match and stuff like that. I know Inglot and I think MAC and all the rest do things like this, but you know, you've got to take out a mortgage in order to make your own palette this size at least and get all these various things. So Essence obviously makes it super affordable, and I just love that there's something like this available for everyone. One thing that I also quickly wanted to chat about that I heard online and from a couple of people is that they thought they were a bit chalky and a bit powdery. And I just wanted to address that quickly, because when I first went into store, I also swatched 1 or 2 here and there, and some of them I loved, and some of them I also thought like, that does seem a little bit chalky and powdery. But once you actually, you know, go home and apply it to your skin and pop it on and blend it out and everything like that, it's not chalky or powdery. It doesn't have that effect. It blends out so beautifully. I feel like it's got a very nice pigmentation. I mean, they're not overly, amazingly, hectically pigmented, but I also get where the gripe is with some of them. So for instance, like I've mentioned, this highlighter, it just doesn't seem like the highlighter you get today, if you know what I mean, where you put it on your cheek and bam. It's definitely more of an illuminator or a setting powder. In my thinking, a highlighter is meant to be like whoosh. So that one, yeah, there's some hits and some misses, definitely. Also, this one, it's shimmery, it's beautiful, but I feel like you do need to get a lot of product off here and onto your lids or whatever to really see that shimmer. But for a natural look, it's perfect. So yeah, there are definitely some hits and misses with these. I think with any kind of brand you would get hits and misses, but for the most part there are definitely a lot of hits, and I just love this whole concept. Love my pan. So I think that is it for this video, guys, and my thoughts on these my must-have palettes and my favorite picks and everything like that. I really hope you enjoyed just learning a little bit more about them, and like I said, what I have put in mine and what I love, and I'm just so chuffed with this. I do hope that soon they bring out more options on each like thing, if you know what I mean. So like I said, they've only got this one bronzing powder, or that I know of anyway. On their website there was just this one bronzing powder, so I'm excited for when they bring out more variations and all the rest. But yeah, for now, I mean, they've only just launched this. I think it's fantastic and there's a great range available. But yeah, guys, as I mentioned, I did a video prior to this one on my top 10 favorite Essence products. So if you've not checked that out, I will link it down below, and I would love it if you do. And then on Friday, I'm going to have a video coming out based on this makeup look and using all of these shadows that I just chatted about and all the rest. So please definitely stay tuned for that. Anyway, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I am also doing a giveaway. Check out my social media on how to enter so you could possibly win one. But once again, if you're not yet subscribed, of course, feel welcome to. And also please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. But until next time, bye!